Same as the Rio Honda, we had Division 2 an hour and a half ago. What was quite the eventful race. Unfortunately, there's only 7 riders for us today, but nonetheless, we can go on. Platt just taking pole position by 4/10 of a second ahead of Sire, who was ahead of, I think, I remember now, I think it was Howling in third. I think. I can't quite remember, it wasn't even that long ago. We'll see in a minute anyway. But it's definitely Howling and it's not Howling, so Platt and Sire on the front row. As we get going, the tyre wall will be interesting. Who's picked hards, who's picked mediums? It's Jack Berman who is on the front row. Howling in 4th, VTR 5th, Nelson in 6th and Finley 7th. So Platt going for the hard rear. It looks like from the upside that most of them have gone for the medium. And we're off. And it's a good start from Platt as we head down towards turn 1 for the first time. Contact between the Hondas, and Nelson's off the track. And he's on the jump, and well done to him for staying on the fit. Oh, VTR's gone down over the bumps, and Jack Berman takes the lead with Sire in second. So the two inline 4s have taken the lead from the Pramac Ducati, and it is Sire who now leads as we go down the back straight, reaching well over 200 miles an hour. But look at the Ducati V4 Desmo power, blast past the Suzuki, and it's going to go up the inside of the Yamaha, maybe. No, he goes wide. A lot of people going wide, Finley going wide, Howling, everyone's gone wide there apart from Jack. There's now a changed direction. And also I'm getting on the curve there, but you can just see in the background Howling looking to try and make his way past Finley. He's now going into turn number 7. Oh, Howling's gone off the track, he's gone down. Sire's wide, Platt's going to go up the inside. Then we got, oh Jack, no! Oh, that is really unfortunate. Jack and Platt and Sire all coming together, and Jack just being on the highest amount of lean angle goes down and is now down to 5th place. So at the moment Finley, who qualified last, is in 3rd. I'm pretty sure you'll take that after a poor qualifying, but Sire, he leads. So Yamaha and Ducati, the only 2 winners so far this season. Sire was not the winner. He should have been the winner, but due to very unfortunate luck, he was forced to finish, I think, off the podium. But it was Adam on that day who was the winner. But let's see what can happen. Sire 7/10 in front of Platt. We've seen this though from Platt before. Oh, Finley's gone down. So everyone's gone down apart from the front 2. And sorry, and Nelson. Nelson hasn't gone down. Excuse me, either. But he had an off-track excursion. But Sire has already pulled a second lead on Platt, and Platt's known for his 1 mistake minimum, so Platt's just got to play this careful, play the good old waiting game. He's got the hard rear in. Sire, I believe, has got the medium rear. He does. So we're just going to see the differences between the V4 and the inline 4. Inline 4 generates more torque, so you'd think it generates a little bit more tyre wear. But we'll see as this race progresses. But 1.2 seconds already in the lead. Platt just struggling in race trim at the moment, and the field is quite spread out. But Jack and Finley only half a second separating them as Finley goes a bit wide into turn 7, which forms into turn 8. But hopefully the gaps are quite spread out right now. Hope for the field can close up a little bit. All those crashes have just separated everyone massively, all crashing in different spots of the circuit, losing different amounts of time. It seems like Nelson going off at turn 1, and I will have to congratulate him afterwards for staying on despite doing a massive jump and sliding his way through the gravel. He holds on to 3rd for now. He's also got the hard rear in. Oh, and VTR's gone down. That is probably race over, but you never know. Oh, and Howling loses the front in turn 1. He ran a little bit wide. You go wide. The track is so dirty offline, and down the front went. Oh, and he nearly goes down with the jump. And Jack now closing on the back of Nelson. 6/10 the gap down the straight. The Suzuki just not quite got the legs the Honda does. You know, the Suzuki is very fast this season. Through the hairpin, they go in. Jack's getting about a tenth under braking for the long left-hander. And now we change direction for turn 7. This is one of the favourite overtaking spots. You know, it's very hard to do. Owen Nelson's wide again. He's going to cut back for a late apex, and he won't need to use as much lean angle, so he can save a bit of the edge grip on the tyre. And now we switch over to the Aston section. Bank cambered left corner, flick over right, and then back left again for another long left-hander. Left side of the tyre does not like this track at all. Despite the fact there is more rights than lefts. There we go, hard brake, and the front tyres take a lot of punishment here too. Especially the right side. Ooh, Jack getting quite close to the curb there, having to set up a little bit. Owen Nelson goes down over the curb. And that promotes Jack into third, and Sire has gone down at turn 1. He's got to be careful rejoining the track. So Platt's being granted the lead. He's just gonna hold on to this lead now. 5 seconds. It doesn't seem like he has the race-winning pace, but he's just gonna stay on the machine, and he will win surely. But you never know, if he's not quick enough, just have the natural pace, and Sire can do some laps, some very fast laps. He might be able to close the gap down, as that's a big mistake from Platt there, running quite wide into the hairpin. As we see Sire doing the exact same thing. So he's going to feel quite spread out as Finley really struggling in the braking zone there of turn 5. Just can't get the Honda to be stopped. But it's Honda's 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. Not fantastic, but it's not too bad either. But the podium in the last race and a victory in the previous race, so they'll be wanting another podium. 3 podiums this season so far for HRC. The gap at the front, 5.3 seconds, so Platt's been able to extend it just by over a tenth. Oh, but like the gap closed quite a lot in the final sector, but I think so I might have run wide somewhere. So we start lap number 5 of 13, 9 laps to go. So all the V4s are on hards. And all the inline 4s are on mediums. So we'll see what the difference is with this. Platt's just extending the gap. So he goes through the hairpin. It seems like the V4 bikes just seem to like that stiffer construction rear. Maybe the V4 burn up the tyres more, or maybe it's just a safety precaution to not burn out the tyre. But at the moment everything's staying quite stable, everyone's pulling away from everyone. It was a shame because everyone seemed quite close in qualifying. No great deal of gap separating, like 3rd to about 6th, so. But here we go into the Aston section once more. And Sire's gone down again. That's not what he needed, and that's to promote Jack into 2nd place. Oh, and Finley's gone down as well. Has he crashed the same corner? Yes, he has. And that now promotes Nelson into 5th place. Will it promote Howling into 6th? Yes, it will, and I think it'll promote VTR into 6th as well. Yep. Finley dropping all the way from 4th to 7th. Not what he needed at all. Has Jack gone straight on or something, or am I just... Okay, I was just seeing things. The way the grass looked, I thought someone ran on there, but turns out I was just seeing things. So Platt's got this race in the bag once again. It's his to lose. just got to stay on the thing and he'll win. See, the gap's all 2 point something seconds from 4th downwards. Same the corner will be 0 point something. Hello, Randy. So, fortunately, not a lot is going on right now. Tyre's closing in on Jack, but I just don't think time is on his side at the moment. Nelson's extending the gap on his teammate. The gap between VTR, Howling and Finley are all staying quite stable. All on the brakes for the Honda. And now through the long rights. In about 3rd or 4th gear, depending on your gearing and whether you need to short shift. Back down to 2nd or 3rd. I'd imagine 2nd gear. But Platt here on his 8th lap of 13 already. This is a Sunday cruise for him at the moment. Everything this season just seems to be going his way, apart from in Estoril where he's wanted to turn off momentarily. I'm not sure if he still has this problem, but he didn't tell me about it beforehand, so I presume not. I presume he's got a new monitor since then. The grass there makes it seem like someone has ran on. It looks like a bit of dust. But Sire is closing in on Jack quite quickly. If he can stay on the bike and Jack can make a couple of mistakes, he might have a last lap battle for 2nd place here, but Jack's just holding firm at the moment. As you see now, he's changed his direction. He's running an Argentinian style helmet, I think, here. Yep. Colour, his helmet in the colour of the Argentinian flag. As you know, has changed direction for the Aston section. And now into the final right-handers for the heaviest braking zone, the hardest braking zone on the circuit. Similar to the ending of Thailand, but a bit different, a bit slower speeds. But Nelson has given himself a long lap penalty due to track limits, so that might bring him into a battle with Howling. That pretty much guarantees the top 3 unless the top 3 make a couple of big mistakes. Into turn 2. And here we go, hard onto the brakes. Now we got this left-hander coming up, and then it's a long lap loop. Will Nelson take it on this lap? I'd imagine so. Get it out of the way. It's not the easiest of long lap loops. See brakes. Yeah, he's very straight line in braking, so I presume he's going to take it. Yeah, here we go. through the right to the bike up. Nicely done there by the former champion, two-time champion, I should say. And he just comes out in front of his teammate. So can we have a nice Repsol Honda scrap for 4th place? Hopefully Howling can do something about this. The two Dutchmen. Oh, and Sire's gone down. Where's he crashed? He's crashed at the hairpin, and that's basically granted Jack 2nd place. Nelson will be kicking himself because he's just thrown away a 3rd place there due to his long lap penalty. But 4 laps to go now. If Sire makes another big mistake, it could be a 3-way fight for the final spot on the podium. And then we change direction. Howling's bike a little bit more agile, as that's how he likes his bike to be more agile than turning, be able to turn. Well, look at the speed of that Honda in the slipstream, and he can brake a lot better as well. He's faster and he can brake harder, but he doesn't quite have the same corner speed. That's the difference between the two setups, I think. And here we go, Howling coming up towards turn 7. I don't think he's close enough to attack this time round, but he is getting closer to his teammate. But he's just had a little bit of a mistake there, just couldn't quite get the bike turned in, but he's got it turned in nicely there and onto the power. And Finley's gone down. Not a great race for Finley. Didn't seem to be too confident coming into this race, and I understand why. He's been a bit too busy having some celebrations. But hopefully next week he can be back fighting, back inside the top 5. And now onto the brakes for these two. Who's going to win the battle of the Hondas? And Howling very deep into the hairpins. These two start their 11th lap. Through turn 1 they go. Oh, Howling's gone down. He's lost the front at turn number 2, and that is really unfortunate, because I was really hoping that could be something done on that last lap, on these last laps here, but Howling just pushing that a little bit too hard on the front end of that Honda. It's very unpredictable, and it is let go on him. And oh my God, Nelson saving the front tyre. It took there, and he just about held on to it. That's 2 saves for Nelson this race. You just need to bring the bike home. Platt 15 seconds in front in the lead as he crossed the line. Penultimate lap for the Prima Pramat Racing rider and the championship leader. So here we go into turn 2, hard on the brakes. But it just looks nice and gentle. No need for risks to be taken. So what could have been, he had the pace, he got the fastest lap, but 3 crashes have really dented his chances of victory here. Howling, he could have been on for a podium. All these guys could have been on for a podium if they stayed on the bike quite easily. Jack really been the only one, I think, to not crash by his own doing. He crashed due to just very unfortunate circumstances for him and Siren Platt joined the track at the same time, and unfortunately Jack came out the worst of it on the floor. But it's a very good comeback ride for Jack. He's in 2nd place. That'll be his best finish of the season. But Platt's, as usual, been a standout competitor, like he has been in most of the races this season. Somebody's got to put a stop to him. So here we go through turn 2 and now into turn 3 and 4. And Howling has given himself a long lap penalty onto this final lap. He can take it, well, he doesn't have to take it because Findlay's so far back. But let's see what happens. Nelson's got a very secure 4th place. He's backed off completely. His VTR has started to close the gap on him very quickly. I think since that front end moment he's just decided to back off, bring home 4th place. No need to take any risks. Sire, he's still pushing, he's closing in on Jack, but he just... what could have been for him? He had the pace to win this race. The number 1 just can't catch a break at the moment this season on board the M1. And Howling, actually now he could be in trouble here because he's going to have to take his long lap because he's just crashed. But here comes Platt around the penultimate corner and through the final corner, and Platt takes his 5th victory of the season and he goes down. Jack is going to finish in 2nd. Howling, does he take? Yeah, he's going to take his long lap. Unfortunately not good to see if he's actually going to be able to perfect it. From the map I'd suggest no, but he has done it and he's come out in front of Findlay nicely. But Jack comes around the final corner to finish in 2nd place. Sire will make it 2 inline 4s. He finishes 3rd. Nelson brings home 4th place, with VTR in 5th. And he might have just run out. Might have just been about to run out field. Down Howling and Findlay unfortunately aren't going to be able to finish, but they'll be 6th and 7th positions.
In a moment we'll go live to Park Fermat.
So that is it for Argentina. Platt takes another victory. Jack is 2nd, Sire 3rd, Nelson 4th, VTR 5th, Howling 6th, and Findlay in 7th. 3 thousandths of a second separate Platt and Sire's best lap times. Oh dear. Right. Right. So, Sire, it was it was like Austria, a perfect.
I was waiting for you to come. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So, Sire, like Austria, it was a perfect start. You were out in front. You were setting the pace. You were pulling away from Platt. You had the rhythm, and then unfortunately, you made a mistake. I can't remember where, but you crashed, and then you crashed again, and then you crashed again. And unfortunately, it means you're 3rd. It's still a podium, but it must be quite frustrating knowing you had your chance of victory today.
Yes, to be honest, I am quite frustrated. The bike was behaving very well. I expect to win, or at least to fight with Platt. I was on medium tire, and I knew the Ducati guy was on a hard gear, so he gonna catch me later into the race. Maybe with the smoothness of my riding, I maybe could have a battle with him on the last few laps, but it is what it is. I'm happy that I can bring a podium for Yamaha, and this could be my last race, and I would like to thank VollGazzRacing Championship for organizing a wonderful event, and to you, Jack, thank you for everything, and I hope to see you guys probably next season.
Okay, thank you. If it is your last race for this season, at least you've ended it on the podium.
Yeah.
So, we now move on to Jack. Let's make sure that's done right. Yeah. So, Jack, you got away. You had a great start. You were in 2nd place, and then, unfortunately, at turn 8, you, Platt, and Sire all came together looking for the same piece of tarmac, and fortunately, you ended up on the floor. But you seem to have one of the strongest pace in the race, and you clawed your way back up to 2nd place with no more mistakes, and you must be in the gap to 1st. Probably isn't anything spectacular, but it's still 2nd place, so you must be happy with that. Yeah. So well done. And your winner is Platt. Platt, for the first time this season, I think you've gone a race without crashing, which is, I'm pretty sure that's something ticked off the bucket list for you in this season. You've won every race bar one. But the start wasn't the best. You dropped down to third. That might have been due to the hard rear tyre, just not giving you the grip at the start. You were falling back from Sire, but then I think you soon began to pick up the pace. Sire crashed, and then you just strived away, and no one saw you again. So you must be happy to go a race without crashing for once.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, going into this race, I didn't have much practice, so I wasn't feeling too confident about it. I was expecting Sire to be very fast. I thought he'd be faster than me, but I know it was quite close on pace. I just waited for him to make a mistake. I was relaxing on my tyres, waiting for his to wear out. I feel bad for the Jack and Sire incident. I did try to pull out as soon as I saw Sire coming across, but it was too late, so we collided. But other than that, I had a pretty good race, consistent pace, about 33.7. The last 3 laps I did a 33.5 and a 33.4. But other than that, yeah, pretty good, and congratulations to Jack and Sire.
Yep, well done. So that has been it for round 6. We'll be back with round 7 next week, unless something happens. And yeah, see you then. Goodbye.